I want to talk about this and I want to feature this and give you guys a big shout out and make sure that you guys listen to this. So, Compilation V1, courtesy of 1017 ALYX 9SM, is from none other than my hero, Matthew M. Williams, the founder and fashion director over there at ALYX, and also the director over there, the director of fashion over there at Givenchy. Right, he's an amazing guy. He started from the bottom when it comes from streetwear, and now has ascended to the top of fashion with a capital F, being able to spearhead Givenchy and essentially breathe new life into that house, right? And I've always been a big fan of his, always, especially considering, you know, his start from doing the stuff that he was doing with Lady Gaga and basically being a costume designer and creative director, to then the stuff that he was doing with the Bin Trill guys, which included Heron Preston, who's now going on to do big and amazing things working with H&M and his own brand, and of course Justin Saunders, who is now firmly known as being the Jound guy. And now Matthew M. Williams is now branching into music. How cool is that? He's now doing music under the moniker of his brand ALYX, which is officially called 1017 ALYX 9SM. And I'm sure the 1017 comes from Brick Squad in terms of Gucci Mane's fucking label. And now he's doing his own compilation of music where he's basically working with a lot of these young up and coming artists who he's big fans of, who he has sometimes watched the show, walked the show, starring campaigns, personal relationship. We all know his relationship with Playboy Carti that played a big role in the rollout of Whole Lotta Red. And now he released Compilation V1 that features so many different flipping artists from Hard Rock, Tezo Touchdown, Lil Yachty, Kid Cudi. You've got Ethel Kane on there, interestingly enough, Jam City, BK the Ruler, Lancey Foe, who I'm a big fan of, Saudi Money, Cheb Rabbi, loads of amazing people on there, Helsinki Crow, like great artists, and I really recommend you check it out. It's a really good little mixtape. It's only 16 tracks long. Couple of the tracks on there, like the Ethel Kane one, are probably, you know, they don't really probably fit the theme of what's going on, but you can still imagine this type of, you know, mixtape or compilation is probably a sanctification, or it's probably the rounding up of all the music that Matthew M. Williams and that whole design team listens to when they're designing in the studio. It's probably what he plays on his flipping Spotify when he's training, when he's in a car and shit. This is kind of a really good way to kind of surmise his taste level. And it made me think, actually, maybe I should start getting back into doing online radio shows again. I never listened to an online radio show myself personally, which is odd, but you know, stuff like NTS radio and stuff just isn't for me. There's a particular kind of person who rolls their own cigarettes and wears white socks, you know, and kind of has dandruff and shit, and wears, ironically, those, you know, barber jackets and whatnot. That's how person I envision listening to NTS. I'm never going to be that guy, but I also have a real urge to share my taste level and my kind of musical the broadness of my musical taste with people. And the one way to do it outside of a DJ mix is actually doing a radio show where you play like different tunes from different genres and shit all on one show. You introduce a couple of tunes, maybe share some personal stories and anecdotes and whatnot. It's different from a mix because it's not like a party thing. You're not trying to get people to dance. You're just trying to show off how much cool music you're into. And I feel like I'm into a lot of cool music that people don't really know about. So maybe I will start doing radio DJ type mixes type of things, because that's kind of similar to what this guy's doing with a compilation. It kind of makes it look a bit similar to what Drake was doing when he put out his compilation. I forgot what it was called. What was that compilation that Drake put out ages ago? That's the one, Care Package. When he put out Care Package, and he's put out a few of these type of things where instead of making an album where selling a thematic story, you're basically making an album of these different sounds and moments that you captured during your time out and around frolicking, living your life and shit. And this is what we get from Compilation V1. My favorite track from this has to be Water by Tezo Touchdown. Like, Tezo Touchdown again is proving to me how much of a frustrating artist he is. Drake gassed up his album, the whole industry gassed up his album when it came out, and it's very underwhelming. I haven't listened to it again since it dropped, unfortunately. But before that, his features, he did not miss. He had hit after hit after hit after hit when it comes to features, and he does the same thing on Compilation V1. Why is he able to do so well on features, like 10 out of 10 level, to them being quite a mediocre album artist? I don't get it, because musically, sonically, artistically, he's clearly got something about him, but I don't know why the albums just don't sound great. I don't know, whatever. The track Water by Tezo Touchdown on this compilation V1 flipping tape by 1017 ALYX 9SM is absolutely banging. There's a Kid Cudi track on there which is actually good too. Kid Cudi's had a lot of misses over the last few years. He's actually meant to be releasing an album, I think called Insano or something, that's got 40 tracks, which I'm dreading because, you know, he's been putting out a lot of duds. I don't know if the world needs 40 dud tracks of Kid Cudi moaning and groaning and shit. It's been terrible to see him like this. The Ethel Cain track I'm not really a big fan of. The Lancey Foe track is absolutely crazy, and also is a Filthy and a Falsey track. And I actually did listen to the, I've got to check out Filthy, because Filthy, if I'm not mistaken, is it Filthy or somebody else? I think it's Filthy. Maybe it's somebody else. Who is it? There's a particular artist, I forgot his name. Oh, that's it. It's Calvin Crash. Calvin Crashes, if I'm not mistaken, has gone on to start doing his own music now. So similar to Pierre Bourne, he's now becoming his own guy. So I'm actually curious to see what that sounds like, because there's something really interesting about these artists who start off being just bona fide producers, but then decide to then do their own music, because there is an instinct and a tendency to try and keep the records that are great for yourself. But because you're not that well known of an artist, maybe it's better that you just give them to the better artists to use them themselves instead of keeping them yourself. Do you know what I mean? But you can only, you know, I don't know. Like Pierre Bourne's got the same sort of issue. A lot of the tracks that he has that are his, you'd imagine somebody else on them. Like, whew, it'd be crazy. But yeah, Calvin Crash does actually have a tape out at the moment. It's called Harsh. It's available now on Apple Music. Check it out if you are interested, because Calvin Crash actually he didn't make the intro that I have on my podcast. The intro is actually taken from a ASAP Rocky track that I just looped. That I think, did it eventually come out? I don't know if it eventually came out, but he's a really good fucking producer. He's absolutely incredible. And yeah, he's got an album called Harsh now at the moment. So I'm curious to actually listen to that and hear if it's just him. Yeah, it is him. There's him with Rocky, and there's a feature also with a person called Cuckoo Chloe. But apart from that, it's just all him. 13 tracks. I'm eager to see what that sounds like. But anyway, for the time being, please check out 1017 9SM compilation V1 by Matthew Williams, obviously of ALYX, and obviously of fucking Givenchy. It's absolutely incredible. Again, it shows why these houses want to hire people like Matthew Williams from the streetwear world. Yes, he doesn't have conventional fashion experience. Yes, he didn't go to the conventional fashion schools. Yes, he didn't have, you know, work under the tutelage of a big name fashion designer. But what you get from streetwear guys is the ability to encapsulate everything. They can pull from architecture, automobile design, industrial design, you know, music, art, whatever. They can all synthesize it all in under one umbrella, and everything kind of adds to it. Like having a cool mixtape adds to the allure and to the cachet of fucking ALYX, which then adds to the allure and cachet and appeal of Givenchy. It's all fucking secular, and I fucking love it. And they do it all of their own volition. Givenchy isn't asking Matthew M. Williams to make this compilation. They're not telling him, hey, be a bit cooler. Go out there and do cool things. He's just living his life, doing cool things, sharing cool things on his Instagram page, you know, purchasing cool things, looking great in fucking clothes, designing great clothes, putting out bang after banger of collection, having great models walk the runway, having a fucking cool front row and people attending his shows and shit, and putting out these compilations of music. Of course, people are going to think the brand is cool, and you're hoping with the cool points that will equal to dollars in the till, sales will go up, and everybody wins. So big up Matthew M. Williams.
Appreciated. I was dehydrated. Perspirating. Initiated.